Time for another installment of the basics, and in keeping with the theme of the Star Trek customizable card game, today I want to talk to you about how to staff your ships and what it all means. You need to have enough personnel on your ships to negate the dilemmas under the missions and complete the missions, which in turn scores you points. So I'm going to show you how this works. Okay? One of the things that continually causes problems for players in this game, including rookie players, and it did it to me when I first started playing, is that you need to know how many personnel you should be carrying aboard your ships and what they do for you. For example, a lot of ships have requirements. So I'm using my Federation deck as an example today. The USS Enterprise D has one major personnel requirement and two minor personnel requirements. And you can also do as many other personnel as you want after that, as long as these requirements are full. The USS Enterprise E, if you see the communicator icon, those are special personnel requirements, and they correspond to members of the crew who are specifically trained for that ship, as well as one minor attribute. So what I do for the Enterprise E is, I'll show you. I've got many of the crew that have those special communicator icons. I've got Picard, Riker, Data, Troy, and LaForge, and Crusher with those icons. And I have Hawk as my con officer with the minor icon. Now, that is 7 personnel for the ship, and that is more than enough, especially since they're all the main crew. They all have ridiculously good attributes, which help me get past pretty much any dilemma and or mission that are out there. When I switch over to the Enterprise D, I have Admiral McCoy, who's not just a minor staffing requirement, but he's a VIP. Mordock, Spock, Tasha Yar, Montgomery Scott, Worf, and an exocomp. So again, that's 7 personnel, all with awesome attributes, perfect for the Enterprise D, gets me out of a lot of jams. You don't want to have personnel that have a lot of the same attributes, so that's why I have a variance between VIPs, medical, engineer. I have the exocomp, which is a universal crew member. It's a machine, but it's also an engineer, and it can repair damage in 2 full turns without returning to an outpost. That is huge during a game. Same with my Enterprise E. I have engineers, I have medical, I have officers. I have enough to complete just about anything. One of the other things that you want to keep in mind when you're staffing your ships is you're probably going to carry on board a support craft, like a shuttlecraft like this or a runabout. They don't have any requirements. You can pretty much put anybody to make these ships go. Now, they have a lot less range, and their weapons are quite wimpy, but if you want to get to an away mission quickly, or if you want to move from one space line to another without moving your ships, it's a good way to do it. So you don't have to worry about plopping too many people down on a shuttlecraft or a runabout. You put one person and it's good to go. Even an exocomp can pilot a shuttlecraft. That being said, even though I have a good amount of crew members in my deck, and I actually have more in there that I'm not showing you, I also have in my Q's Tent side deck, I'll show you here, I have 2 special personnel with ridiculously good attributes, that being Admiral Riker and Captain Kirk. Now, they are alternate universe icon, which means I have to have one of 2 different doorways to bring them out, but it comes in handy if something happens to my main crew. The other flip of the coin is a lot of people that end up losing games due to personnel, the first thing they do is blame the red alert card or the lack thereof. Oh, if I had red alert out, if my opponent hadn't got rid of it, I could have got everybody on my ships. It's about quality more than quantity. If you have personnel like which I showed you here that have a varied set of attributes that can get you through just about anything, then you don't have to worry about getting too many of them out at one time. I could have half my crew on my ship and still complete a lot of the missions and deal with the dilemmas. So you really have to choose your personnel wisely when you're putting them in your deck. You know, like I said earlier, you don't want too many people with the same attributes. You have to spread it out so that after you shuffle and start playing the game, when you start getting these personnel out, they can help you right away. Have a great day.